up their goals. No.
Are they using supers?
That's what I want in Destiny. I want darkness.
I just got chills.
This is everything I've ever wanted out of the story.
Multiple G-Horns.
Oh my god, I love it.
Boom.
Damn. Rogue is nasty, son.
Your life is forfeit.
No!
Woo!
The Leviathan is back.
A scythe? A freaking scythe!
Where is Callus?
He has given himself over to the witness.
Yay. That was hot.
Sir, are you okay?
Oh, you look nasty.
What the freak? Is that the witness? Man, that's crazy!
Welcome, Guardians. So awesome to be here with you again.
Last time we got up here, we got a chance to show you Savathun, the Witch Queen, and her majestic throne world.
Since then, it's been a wild year for Destiny.
You returned to the original Loot Cave to reclaim the fabled Gallarhorn.
Then, you exorcised an ancient evil from a hive queen, so you could put it inside a grenade launcher.
And now, you've been spending the past few weeks cleansing a derelict Leviathan from its twisted nightmares.
In fact, the last year has been the best year we've ever had in the Destiny community. I hope you can feel it as well. And seeing this
It's
kind
been
of
a
reaction
wild
from our
ride.
community, it's both humbling and inspiring.
Because our team here at Bungie, we're not just developers, we're also guardians. We're trying to build what we'd love to play in Destiny, and that's what brought each one of us here. Brought us not only to Bungie, but also brought all of us to this final showdown between light and darkness.
So, without further ado, this is the beginning of the end. This
Been hearing that for a few years now.
is Lightfall.
But it's finally the end. It's Lightfall, baby. It's time. Let's go. God, this is gorgeous. Oh. Oh, that booming voice of Callus is fantastic.
They will come for us.
God, the armor looks so good. Oh, that's the actual Callus, not a fake figure. It's the actual one.
It's who they are. Let them come and see. Oh shit.
Holy shit, what the fuck is that?
What they do then. Unshackled from hope.
What the fuck?
That
What is that?
they
Okay, we're grappling hook. Okay,
because
we're gonna get a grapple hook. We're getting a goddamn grapple hook.
are we
Holy shit! What is this place? That's a cool logo. That's a cool title. February
I've seen
28th.
that thing 100 times now, and every time I see it, I still kind of get goosebumps.
Instantly, I had chills. It's all here, it's all happening now. Things are finally coming to a head.
Thematically, we really have been honing in on that kind of bombastic, big set piece approach.
It's gonna be over-the-top action, adrenaline pumping, like the whole time.
This is really kicking off the conclusion to the Light and Dark saga, where we finally face down this foe that we've been anticipating facing for so long. It's pushing it to 11.
We've been hinting at this malicious force in the darkness that's been our enemy behind a lot of our conflicts. We revealed that enemy, we put a name on it and put a face on it, and that enemy is the Witness. and the Witness is coming with its newly empowered disciple, Callus.
Callus is really crash
Callus is
landing
ugly.
with a new and more powerful army than ever before. They've got new powers, they've got new armor, they've got tormentors to join their ranks that are going to be bigger and badder enemies than we've ever faced. Callus is taking that army that he's bringing with him to be the harbinger of the Witness's doom.
This is such a pivotal moment for Destiny. Everyone is coming to have a last stand with Callus and the Witness to really avoid the next collapse, something that we've been trying to avoid ever since Destiny 1.
We see in the trailer that we're headed to Neptune, and on Neptune there's been this hidden city called Neomuna where an alternate version of humanity has been blooming since the collapse.
Neomuna is the capital city of Neptune. It's a giant metropolis that we were completely unaware existed until now. What's interesting and exciting to me about this place is that it's pristine, it's new. It's not like a lot of the places that we've explored previously in Destiny. Exploring that space is very, very cool.
There's so much new stuff to discover in Neomuna and in Neptune. And also I saw some new characters there. I'm really excited to get to know Cloud Striders and their story.
Cloud Striders can be compared to Guardians. They're both protectors of a civilization that's potentially under threat. But Guardians were chosen. It's their duty to protect humanity. Cloud Striders have chosen to protect their people.
There's like an awesome opportunity for the Guardians to learn from the Cloud Striders and their way of living and their philosophy of life.
So we've got the newness of that city, the newness of the Cloud Striders that we've never been aware of.
And then, of course, you get a glimpse of this green energy. I wonder what that is.
What the?
Strand is the new darkness power that we discover here. Something that's unique about Strand, unlike any of these other powers we've ever had before, when you play through Lightfall, you are discovering this power for the first time. No one in the universe ever in the history of Destiny has used Strand before.
This is the Guardian discovering darkness on their own and learning how to shape it and manipulate it and use it against Callus and his forces and, have fun in the new urban environment of Neomuna. You are really gonna have to prepare yourself for a wild ride.
We just got a glimpse of our new destination, Neomuna, our new foe, Callus and the Shadow Legion, paired with the Witness, and a very brief glimpse at Strand, but that's just barely scratching the surface of what this release has to offer.
Right, like what we've just seen in that trailer is just the tip of the iceberg, and we've got a whole lot more we're excited to show you coming up.
I was not expecting this, but...
Last year, we wanted to return to our studio's roots in creating some of the best shooter campaigns in the industry.
That's been our legacy since Halo, and we tried to push that front and center in The Witch Queen.
And it's about more than just guns, but creating an adventure in a handcrafted world full of surprises. Then, we added the Legendary campaign option, because great combat needs to challenge you, to test your thumb skill, your tactics, and your build crafting.
Legendary
And we
campaign was the
heard
best
loud
thing
and
in a
clear
long time.
that you want more of that.
No doubt.
In fact, 2 out of every 3 players that completed the Witch Queen campaign did it on Legendary.
You tested yourself against the Witch Queen and her Lucent Hive and rose to that challenge.
It was a great
and
challenge.
then
It was
you let us
awesome in
know
solo.
it was one of the best shooter experiences that we've ever made.
So with Lightfall, we want to push that even further. We want to give you the best Bungie action experience that we can create with the brand new Lightfall campaign.
Lightfall is going to change the way that our players move, fight, and explore everywhere in Destiny.
Neptune is this fantastic destination. The capital city of Neomuna is a really fun place to explore, and it's this bright neon metropolis. There's a harbor, office buildings, an arcade.
This is a city that we've made, and using Strand to traverse through it and explore it, it's going to be so exciting.
There's some places that once you whip out that grappling hook, you're gonna be able to explore and get to places that you couldn't before.
Look at that up there. I wonder if I can grapple to there. I'm gonna be a kid in a candy store.
New movement options.
It's not
Here we
a
go.
city that is collapsed. It is a city that
Hey,
has
Titans, you're
lived
salty
through the
about,
collapse. Neptune now has to deal with the cloak being pulled back and then being revealed to the world and are now central of the conflict.
Callus has taken his capital ship and just like planted it right down in part of the city, and it's Cabal-occupied territory. It's a city under siege. You've got this infiltrator vibe at times where you feel like a tactical team going into a skyscraper. You're dealing with Cabal roadblocks and patrols all throughout the city. The Shadow Legion, they provide that like characteristic Cabal brute strength. They're all about like volatility and power.
They're not wrong.
And they've been enhanced now by pyramid technology. They have these suppression devices that can take away some of your super, take away some of your abilities. And then they fight alongside these terrifying new pyramid units called Tormentors.
As part of his discipleship to the Witness, Callus has been upgraded. And so the Tormentors that they've brought in are these impossibly huge, unstoppable behemoths. They wield scythes, they can attack from a distance, they can bring you in close, they can drain your very life force from you. They are basically embodiments of terror.
It's like a boss character within the battlefield. Your stomach drops. You're like, okay, I'm playing through, I'm having fun, I'm popping heads, doing this thing, and then boom, there it is.
We've got all the new stuff going into the game. Strand, Tormentors, Shadow Legion, a cool new environment. These are all a great setting for a new legendary campaign, and we're still making sure that we go through and we tweak and tune and we balance the encounters to have that right challenging level of difficulty for players.
The Legendary campaign was a huge hit coming out of the Witch Queen. It was the first time we had done that sort of elected difficulty where you could really test your skill and test your power. And so we're going to bring that back for Lightfall.
Of course, you're still going to have that higher reward tier, and we still want to make sure that you get that inside track towards being raid ready.
Everyone back at the studio is so hard at work on Lightfall, putting in the details and making this whole release come alive and continue to surprise and delight players. I am so excited to get this out.
Lightfall is unlike anything players have seen before in Destiny, and it's another step that sends you hurtling to the conclusion of the Light and Dark saga.
Holy crap!
Come on. Amazing.
I'm super excited to dive into Strand and talk about all the new stuff that we just saw.
Strand, like Stasis, is a power from the darkness. Unlike our light abilities, which are all about creation, darkness is more about consciousness.
Floating live enemies.
Strand is psychic energy that forms this extra dimension, or this sort of matrix that connects everything together, connects all living beings and all minds. And you, the Guardian, are sort of gaining the knowledge and gaining the power to peer into this alternate psychic universe and begin to pull at these threads and tug at these wires that are
now Doctor
connecting
Strange.
all these living beings.
We're channeling Doctor
When
Strange.
Guardians learn how to use Strand, it's almost like this third eye opens up. It's about peeling back the curtain of reality, taking those connections and then weaving them into new objects.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool to see them come together. Like, it's always been there, and now that we can tap into it, we can use it for our benefit, whether it's through movement or through damage.
Strand has a grappling hook. Since you're seeing into this cosmic web, you are able to grapple at any point because the cosmic web exists everywhere. Even if there's not an object there, it will hook on to that web and pull you forward. It's just taking that idea to the next level, putting that that Destiny spin on it.
Yep. The grappling hook initially started as part of the Hunter's Kit, right? They're all about fluid movement, rapidly traversing space, and being very agile. But as we were developing, it's like, oh man, this feels like it's too much fun to just keep it to one class, right?
That's smart.
So
They
we
should
made
not
a
limit the
call
hunters.
to expand
Everyone
this
should get
super
it.
cool new ability across all three classes. On the design side, we wanted to come up with how each of the classes interpreted this additional psychic dimension, like in their own way, right? So the Warlock, they're the telekinetic master of Strand. So they're going to be able to telepathically reach into the Strand dimension, pull matter out, and weave it into this big barrage of these Strand missiles.
Oh, gosh.
Wherever they land, these missiles are actually going to unravel, sort of reweave themselves into a new form.
With the Titan, you're able to weave
wild.
these
I was
claws
not
and
expecting
do an
Destiny
area
2
of
to take
damage
this
around you, spinning and slashing.
The super I think I'm most excited for is the Hunter Rope Dart super. The Hunter does a flip and weaves these strands into this rope dart and is swinging it as they're kind of moving around.
This is awesome.
The first time I saw
They
that,
came up with
even in
this.
its kind of like rough state, it just blew my mind.
I can't believe they came up with this.
We've learned a lot from creating our other subclasses, and we've taken those learnings
These
about
mad
combat,
lads.
about movement, about build crafting. We've put that all into Strand, and I'm so excited to see where players take it once it's out there in the wild.
Yo, I'm excited for Lightfall. Holy crap.
Destiny is a game that gets even better when you play with your friends. We want to create communities that are welcoming, inclusive, and that let you bring your old friends and make new ones. And since last year, over 5 million new Guardians have joined our ranks.
We believe that there are still millions more of your friends that would love to play Destiny with you. And the things that you want to see us improve in Destiny are also exactly what's going to make it easier to convince your friends to come and check out the game.
out for some reason.
It should be easier to create custom, incredible builds. Easier to find people to play
Now I'm
with.
curious.
Easier
What if I
to
had a
swap
fourth
from being
slot?
that boss melting, storm chaser wielding, falling
No, they're not
star
gonna add a fourth
juggernaut,
character.
right into
still
that
have three
ultimate yeehawing, dead man's tail shooting, Titan's rampart crutching
Yeehaw.
sentinel.
And if none of what Joe just said makes sense to you, we want to fix that too. Because it's not about removing the depth that makes Destiny so great. It's instead about allowing everyone to dive deeper with ease.
The changes we're making to make Destiny easier to come into, changes to how you build your characters, changes to how you see what
They're
there
giving
is
us
to do and
loadouts.
what there is
I
to
just saw on the left
accomplish.
side of the screen. We got
And
loadouts
in the
now.
year ahead, we're actually making it easier to form groups in Destiny so you can go and do some of the greatest content that Destiny has to offer.
All the teams are working together to build this experience, and so that's what's really exciting.
We keep on hearing from players like, hey, unless I have a friend to play with, I don't know what to do. And so what we're trying to give them is like, hey, here's a path to follow. Guardian ranks are basically like a knowledge ladder. We actually progress you through 11 ranks. And it's really like heavily focusing on like exposing players to all the systems of Destiny.
At some point, the story about you as a Guardian involves other Guardians and what they think about you. That is just a whole new dimension of your journey through Destiny that we've never really explored before. When you show up in the tower and you see that person who's at one of the highest ranks, you're gonna know that you're looking at a player who's actually really demonstrated mastery of many of the different activities in Destiny, not just from our perspective, but from the perspective of other players. Some of the higher Guardian ranks will actually be asking for you to step up, to actually rise to the occasion and prove to other Guardians that you are a strong player and a strong leader.
A lot of people have groups that they already play with, but this will really provide people the opportunity to be recognized for helping other people learn the game, but also provide more people to play with on a regular basis.
In the year of Lightfall, we're going to actually be investing in building a looking for group system in Destiny itself.
They're
You'll
building
be
an
able
LG
to look
system
for other
in-game.
players. You'll
They're
be able
actually
to
doing it.
find groups that are looking for players.
I'm so excited about being able to form groups in the next coming year because it can be really hard to get through some of the hard content solo, and making it so much easier to find people to play with is just going to make getting into Destiny and doing the awesome content so much easier.
Yeah, and they'll be able to say, this is a player who I can trust to lead me through the new raid. I want to join their group. Or they can say, these are players who are new to the activity. I want to take them for that first raid because that'll be a great experience for them and a valuable experience for me as a leader.
It's really going to help players come together and understand each other better when they've never met before. It's going to make the game so much more social, and I think that it's going to really make Destiny players feel like they're on one team.
So commendations is a feature that you'll experience towards the end of an activity. So you end the activity now and you get to see the screen that has all the people you played with. You can click on one of the Guardians and choose what experience you had with them. So like, were they a good team player? Were they fun to play with?
Okay.
There's no better way to actually show how good a person is as a teammate or as a leader than to have other players say, this person's a great teammate, this person's a great leader. It's really a system that's designed to let players show appreciation for each other.
Also using the commendation system, people are going to be able to say like, hey, this person as a good leader, and looking at the Guardian rank system, they have a lot of experience. It's going to be, oh, that's the person I want to help me get through this hard content that I've been struggling with.
Social games like Destiny give you an opportunity to like really connect with other people and do things together and get to know each other. And with a system like LFG, you're making it so that more people can get that experience started than ever before.
Both the loadout screen and the mod manager are completely new features.
The mod manager is meant to make build construction Destiny a lot easier.
We all love our fashion game. Fashion game's amazing. And so we're gonna take what we did for the fashion game and we're bringing it to the Buildcraft game. There's gonna be one screen where you can go to and do your entire loadout for your character. It's gonna be amazing.
So you'll be able to save the build that you've put together as a loadout and then switch between those things as you're going from activity to activity.
Yeah, I feel like with the new release of Destiny and the commendation system mixed with Guardian ranks, we're giving players even new aspirations. It isn't going to be just about power level. It won't just be about gear. It's also going to be about that Guardian rank. It's going to be about those commendations. It's all the ways that we're bringing players together.
Okay, I'm seeing a whole bunch of W's coming from Lightfall. A whole bunch of W's.
So today, we are also launching a brand new season of Destiny 2. And as we've evolved our seasons over the years, we've learned a lot. And I think we've been able to deliver some amazing character moments and events.
I saw 4 slots
for
for
the
the
community.
loadout, but
We're long past
I don't
the
know if
era
could
of
expand
content
more.
droughts. Instead, there are exciting story and events happening in Destiny almost every week, year-round. And we're not slowing down.
Each season, we want to keep raising the bar for narrative experiences in any live game. We want to keep pushing to create unexpected adventures that'll make every season of Destiny unique. And we want to keep listening and learning from you, the Destiny community, so that we can create the strongest seasons of any live service.
Because the witness is coming. And if we want to survive, we need a crew. We need to enrich our defenses. If you're feeling surly, maybe even loot our enemies.
We may even need to find a captain to join us on our next adventure in the season of Plunder.
Season of Plunder. Oh, Mithrax?
Aramis has broken free.
Aramis is...
The old crew is now really under her command.
I've read about them. What is the human word?
Pirates. The full vanguard should be rallied to deal with these outlaws. Well, anchors away.
Oh, Season of Plunder.
Go show those pirates what happens when they crush Spiderhead.
Oh, Spider. Okay, so pirate time.
Hope you've got ammunition, Guardian.
Alright, we're going back to Europa.
Blow this rickety barge.
Oh. Holy crap. Look at that fusion rifle. Yo, those weapons look dope.
You got the goods, Guardian.
Oh. Yo, did a hunter just throw his arcs down?
Sorry, getting a little swept up in all this adventuring.
Fucking drifter. Yo, they're going pirate out. Season of Plunder. There's a pirate sword!
What are you most excited about for Season of Plunder?
Pirates.
This season we said, what if we just go to the stars and dig up buried treasure?
We are unearthing a lot of mysteries and secrets. We're swashbuckling
Space pirates, baby!
onto enemy spaceships. And then we're also learning a lot of things about some of our favorite characters.
We're gonna have an adventure this season.
Season of Plunder kicks off with Aramis being freed from her icy prison. She's collected old, fallen crews of pirates and rogue cabal together in order to hunt down mysterious relics and treasures.
It's time to meet your end.
So Guardians are tasked with stopping Aramis from collecting these relics. And in order to do that, you have to create your own crew of shady dealers and backroom brokers.
Drifter, Mithrax, Ido, and Spider are going to be helping you.
Anchors away. Ready when you are, Captain.
That's the beginning of Season of Plunder. What you're going to be doing is forming a pirate crew of your own. You're going to fill it with different crew members that you can recruit over the course of the season.
I love
Drifter
this.
is going to toss you the keys to your personal
we need
catch.
Pirates.
Then you're just going to set out into the stars and do cool pirate stuff.
So excited.
This season, we have multiple brand new activities coming that will really give you a sense of being on a pirate adventure. One of the mainstays of this season is a new 6-player offensive called Catch Crash.
When I saw the concept for the catch with the big mainsails on it, I just said, oh my God, this is gonna be a fun season.
Just like seeing Catch Crash through the different iterations, like fighting on the deck of the ship.
You get to become your own ammunition and launch yourself from a cannon to the other ship, and you are the weapon, so you're gonna go mess them up.
The second big activity we have coming this season is called Expedition. You're going to be guiding a massive drill that's looking for this buried, hidden pirate treasure, and you're going to have to be fending off of all these pirate crews trying to protect their hoards. And then our final new activity coming this season is what we're calling Pirate Hideouts.
We have so many like different little maps that you can piece together fragments of this season, and they lead you to the lair of the Pirate Lord, right? Their hideout.
These are their caves where they're hoarding all of their amazing treasures and their mysterious relics.
These relics are mysterious objects of dark power, and they're all over the system. We don't know exactly what it is they do yet, but if Aramis is trying to collect them, it's nothing good.
Taking the opportunity to line the ARC 3.0 update with the Fallen, it just ended up working out perfectly because you got all the simple ARC weaponry and the ARC shielded captains. It feels right with that release, almost like we planned it.
ARC is a damage type that's about proximity, right?
Who
it's
needs
about
to see
going
a thief?
fast up
You can be
into
a
your
pirate
enemy
in Destiny
spaces
too.
and like deleting them. It's the damage type for people that want to hold W. You don't want to retreat.
So much.
Unbridled aggression to the max.
Hunter is really about close range action, being fluid and dynamic and agile, evasive. So we're going to give Arc Hunter a new super. We call it Gathering Storm, where you summon your Arc Staff, like twirl it above your head and then launch it out, and then it will embed into the ground or into like bosses or mini bosses or champions and jolt them. Like a big lightning strike will strike the staff and overcharge it. And while that staff is overcharged, it'll start Tesla coiling little lightning bolts out at nearby enemies.
Oh, wow.
Warlock is kind of this elemental conduit. You are a class that will turn yourself into lightning. You will create things out of
there's
lightning.
a blunderbuss
Previously,
shotgun.
You know, we had this exotic armor piece called Getaway Artist, where you consume your grenade and it'll make a what we call a sentient arc soul that fires faster and does more damage as a result. So we decided to roll that into base arc soul behavior. Anytime you are amplified, any arc soul you have from any source will become the supercharged version that will fire off just rapid fire bolts.
Titan's about being this unstoppable freight train. It's about this constant movement. So we gave Titans a new movement option. Something that we felt like is going to be competitive in this new environment of air dodges and air slams. That's a new ability called Thruster. And it's all in first person. It's all very much in the heat of the moment. You see it happen. Its whole property is like rush down or getaway. It's a movement tool to the max. There's gonna be this new melee ability called Thunderclap, which is like an amazing thing where he like charges his fist, all super flashy. It's our first ever charge melee, so you hold down the button, and as that cocks back and charges up, you'll end up doing more damage and getting a little bit more range. And speaking of like the whole goal of deleting things, I believe in PvP a full charge is a one-shot kill.
It is, oh yeah.
It's a little skillful to like pull off because you're gonna have to really read your opponent here. The whole through line with Ark is like, it really isn't that complicated. It's move fast, hit hard, and stay alive.
What I'm most excited about in Season of Plunder is that this is really a season that has a sense of adventure. You're exploring the system, you're looking for pirate treasure, pirate relics. You're seeing the world evolve in a way we haven't done before.
I love that with the activities in the season, like we just leaned really hard into the pirate fantasies. I love that we have your own catch. I love that you're tracking down buried treasure and then going after the pirate leaders in their caves.
The interesting thing about Destiny is we're not just a fantasy game or a sci-fi game, we're kind of a blend of both. And we take inspiration when we say pirates. It's old world pirates that you would see traditionally back in the 17 and 1800s. We have like a flintlock pistol, we have an exotic fusion rifle that plays different than fusion rifles you've ever seen before.
It's just like end to end, just really leaning into that spirit of like the pirate adventure. And let's also make it so that new players coming in can actually jump in and get started. The gift of the Thunder Gods is a starter kit. It's a set of armor, it's a Thunderlord exotic weapon.
So jump in, join your friends, set sail, become the captain, and build your crew today in Destiny.
This is awesome. Oh. Oh yeah, King's Fall's coming back. That's right, King's Fall. I've never done King's Fall in V1. King's Fall is free. King's Fall is free. Yeah, you're not paying for that.
Man, it is so awesome seeing King's Fall return to Destiny.
Yeah, actually, King's Fall was the first thing I got to work on at Bungie. And I'm thrilled that a whole new generation of Guardians will get to experience this refreshed and reloaded showdown with the Taken King.
So, we've shown you Lightfall. We've shown you the new damage type, Strand. We've shown you some of the deeper changes to the game that we're going to be making throughout the next year. But we have one more thing that we are excited to announce today.
Destiny is coming to the Epic Game Store today.
Epic has been an absolutely fabulous partner to work with. They love Destiny. And we are just huge fans of what they've been doing in the social game space. When we first started working with Epic, we sat down and talked about the impact that their games have had on us. And they had a bunch of the same stories for us.
They shared stories about playing the Vault of Glass and how much they enjoy the social experiences in Destiny. And I got to talk about the summer of Fortnite Chapter 1, Season 5, when my whole family was laser focused, taking turns in the island to unlock Drift.
In addition to launching all of Destiny 2 on the Epic Games Store today, for the next week, if you download the game on Epic, we will give you the 30th anniversary for free. If you haven't earned your Galahorn yet, or you haven't played the Grasp Dungeon, come to the Epic Games Store and you can jump in for free.
We want to welcome all these new Guardians with a celebration, one that stretches a little further than the last city.
What the? Oh no. Fortnite kind of characters. Fall Guys. My gosh.
A few years ago, we shared our plans for the Light and Darkness saga. This journey, years in the making, is coming to an end. Since we started charting our own course, we've been building this story. Across 5 years of expansions, since the first pyramid ship emerged in Shadowkeep and we first spoke to the darkness. Then, across Beyond Light, the Witch Queen, and coming up in Lightfall in the final shape, we're building towards a climactic collision between the powers of light and dark.
We've also been working on the Destiny engine behind the scenes, preparing our technology and our game to last for many, many years to come. Because Destiny 2 is not going anywhere, and neither are your expansions. We want this story, since we first communed with the darkness on the moon, to be fully playable, start to finish. And we're happy to announce today that we are not planning to sunset any more expansions.
Okay.
We want the Destiny universe to grow.
All right,
and we're going to
they've done the
continue to
work.
do
They've done the compressing.
everything that we can behind the scenes
Expansions are not
to
going
keep that
anywhere.
possible within our game engine.
But enough about the distant future. Let's talk about today, the best day all year to jump into Destiny.
Yes, because if you're looking to catch up, right now, all expansions are free to play for this entire week on every platform for everyone.
Right now, Season of Plunder is live, and the Helm's got a set of supercharged art gear for anyone looking to catch up on the fun.
Destiny is live on the Epic Game Store. You can download it for free, and you can get the 30th anniversary pack as your welcome gift.
And if you liked what you saw about the future, right now, pre-orders for Lightfall are live on all platforms. And anyone who purchases the annual pass gets the exotic auto rifle Quicksilver Storm today.
Today is a perfect day to play Destiny.
So we'll see you in game.
Okay. Pre-order now. February 28th? Oh. All right, let me just read these. I never saw this.
I've read about them. What is the human word?
Pirates.
Okay.
Let them come and see.
Talos is so damn ugly. But again,
What
the
they
main Cabal
do
guys
then.
they're space rhinos.
That is who they are.
Post show. Okay, there's a post show. Okay. And they have done it again. They have fucking done it again. Post show begins in 1 minute. Okay. I'm curious what you're talking about. I'm gonna check something. I'm pretty sure the game's not gonna go live until 20 more minutes. We'll go double check that.
Hey Guardians, and welcome to the Destiny 2 Showcase post-show. I hope you're having as much of a good time as we are, because it is so good to finally share all the things the teams have been working on so hard behind the scenes. We've got Arc 3.0, we've got Space Pirates, we finally have Drifters saying more than 2 words. It's a beautiful thing, and we've got some really cool stuff lined up. Before we get to that, I want to say what a pleasure it is to welcome to the stage the one, the only, D Flawless.
Hey,
how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Yes. Thanks for having me. It's such a blast to be here.
Yo,
like you
it's
said,
D.
we got Pirates, we got Arc
This
3.0,
madman.
we got Light. We
He's
got so
every
much
year.
stuff to talk about. I can't wait to dive into it and just go over everything.
Go ahead and give us your best Drifter impression. Go ahead.
Pirates.
Pirates. I love it. I love it. It's gonna be great.
That's all you
We've got
need.
some
It's
deep
just
dives with
pirates.
some of the developers that are responsible for the beautiful world of Destiny. We've also got a live gameplay stream later on with some of the team as well, which is gonna be a good time.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Hopefully nothing crazy happens.
No, we love crazy here. We're Bungie. Come on, let's go.
Well, never mind.
But speaking of deep dives, you actually have something coming up, right?
I do.
What you got?
I got some members of the dev team here with me, and we're gonna be talking about some of the new stuff that's coming to Destiny 2. What's going on, y'all?
Howdy, Flaw. How's it going? Thanks for joining us.
What's going on? All right. So last time we did this was Shadowkeep, and Dado was here, and let's just address the elephant in the room. All right, there was a popular meme made, and I don't have a notebook like Dado did. I have cards, okay? So you can't meme this, all right?
Solid.
We're
not
safe.
wrong. That was a popular
All
meme.
How's everybody doing?
So good.
Happy to be here, man.
Awesome, awesome. Let's go around the table and let's have everyone introduce yourself. Let's start with this lovely gentleman to my left.
Hey everybody, I'm Joe. I'm the game director for Destiny 2.
Oh, hey everybody. I'm Dan. I'm the general manager for Destiny 2.
I'm Taylor. I am the senior test lead for season 18 and season of Plunder. And yeah, excited to be here.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm the project lead for Destiny 2 expansions.
Hi, I'm James Tsai. I'm one of the creative directors on Destiny.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you all so much for being here. So let's just kick it off. We're all just talking. We're all just having a good time. What are we most excited for?
Neomuna.
Neomuna?
Yeah.
Neomuna. It looks so good. Did you guys see that trailer? It looked so good.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited. I think in general, like in Destiny, we've went to very different destinations. There are very nature ascendant, and I think I'm really excited to just see what a up to date, like super futuristic neon city looks like, and I'm very excited to just use the grapple on that. So, yeah.
Grapple. Yeah, go.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say the thing about Newman. It's really cool because, as Kat was saying, we've gone to a lot of like abandoned places, a lot of nature ascendant places that are falling apart or overrun. But New Muna is like this. It's a civilization that the people believed in, and it was worth protecting. And it really embodies like the positivity and the hope and the optimism that runs at the core of a lot of what Destiny does. So it's a really cool place.
I think I'm excited for how different it feels from where we've been before. What Kat and James were saying. I think last year the team was sent on a mission, and we said, "Can you make a really cool swamp?" And they're like, "Okay, yeah." And then they're like, "Okay, we've gotten really good at this like swamp making." I was like, "Great. Now make a city, right? Like now make like futuristic, like something that's never been done before in Destiny, where you feel like minutes before you got there, it was functioning, right? Like people were thriving in this place, and that's just a place that we've never been before in Destiny."
Absolutely. You guys killed it with the design. And did I see this correctly? Are we getting destructible environments in the game?
So the game is like all about like blockbuster action, big fun sequences there. And yeah, there's definitely like some locations, some places where there's gonna be a lot of like things blowing up, a lot of visual flair. It's not like the kind of destructible, like dynamic destructible stuff where you're like gonna blow like a new path in the level and be able to like take a different route than you thought you could. But it really adds a lot to the mood and stuff to have like these things blowing up all over the place. It really complements the theme of the release.
Yeah, I think for us it's about really highlighting some of those moments, right? You're gonna place the rally banner down, and just a sea of Cabal or Vex is going to pour out, and then suddenly glass is flying everywhere and brands are going right. And that's that moment that we want. And then we're like, okay, yeah, I think I earned that, those 2 treasure chests for my encounter there. I'll be on my way.
After all the explosions.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's the trick, right? Like, it's a war zone, right? Like, I know we've been at war, and I know we've been protecting the last city, but to Joe's point, we just spent, the last year in a swamp, kind of playing detective. And this is, the battle is there. It's huge. It's larger than life. So there's things blowing up. There's the constant struggle. It's just a very different vibe. I'm super excited for the action of it.
Who doesn't like blowing stuff up? I do. So we talked about a little bit. Tell us more about who we're going to be encountering on Neptune. Who are we fighting? We saw some Cabal.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is, the Witness has pulled in and sent Callus, right? You probably saw that concept of Callus's, in classic style, the big pyramid ship with his own sort of effigy crowned on it. And so there's going to be a lot of Cabal, and then there's also this sort of Vex undercurrent threat of Neomuna as well, and so that's an interesting thing that players will sort of discover, what they've been dealing with for the past. But on top of that, I mean, Callus is back, loaded up, really as a disciple of the Witness, and so.
Is it really him?
I could say with like 97% certainty. It's like Callus and not a robot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Definitely probably.
But yeah, it's so cool because we've been seeing like a ton of stuff going on with like Kayatal and stuff in the past few seasons and things, and we're starting to explore like more of the backstory of like the Cabal, find out more about them as a combatant race. It's just really exciting to see that happening, like the Destiny universe continuing to grow, and Callus, like we're gonna find out like why he's signed on with the Witness. What does he want? What does he hope to gain?
Yeah, but speaking of which, though, but like, even though it's 97% Callus, and it's the Cabal, but it's not the Cabal we know, right? Like, as becoming a disciple, Callus got some upgrades. So like, there's a different Cabal we're going to be fighting. There's different flavors to it.
And I think the biggest upgrade, it's not just the Cabal. There's another unit of the pyramid coming with the Cabal, right? And the Witness said, hey, you're going to need some help. And that's what we call this the Tormentor, right?
Tormentors. Those things look terrifying. What can you tell me about the Tormentors? I'm excited to go up against these.
They are terrifying.
They are terrifying. We can tell you that. Yeah, so the Tormentors are a new pyramid unit that will be joining the Cabal and the forces of the Witness this time around. And they're basically bosses in the battle arenas that you will encounter throughout Neomuna. They are, as you said, terrifying to fight against. They have different phases, and they're really like, scary mini bosses.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we called them like terrifying Grim Reapers, and these things are awesome because they're like the first like pyramid units that are like in the core combatant sandbox now so that they're gonna anchor like a lot of tough encounters, and they have a bunch of different ways they can hit you, right? They have like this like side thing, we called them, like I said, our terrifying Grim Reapers. So they throw these like side like projectiles at you. They can rush in and like grab you and stuff. And it's just like, it's a completely different experience fighting them. It's a really, really fun kind of like.
They're living up to their name.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get tormented by some tormentors.
I like how terrifying Grim Reaper was the throwaway term. Like that's scary.
This is Grim Reaper, but worse. And we also have another new character type. What are we calling these Cloud Striders? What can we say about these guys? Are they friend, foe?
Yeah. A little background on the story of Neomuna. So during the first collapse, there was basically a ship that was able to escape, and that's how the society in Neptune started, and how Neomuna as a city came to be. They basically have been preparing all these years to avoid the second collapse and make sure that all their citizens are safe. As part of that, there is this class of people who actually are volunteers. And it's a very different paradigm from what we know as the Guardians. The Guardians are basically chosen by the Traveler to defend humanity. With the Cloud Striders, they actually volunteer to go through a bunch of cyber enhancements and really be ready to protect the citizens in the city. And so that's a very heroic thing to do. And we're going to be able to discover more of their story and how they came to be. But also it comes with a cost, like they actually shortened their lifespan for about a decade as they are Cloud Striders. And so you basically have 2 at a time, one who's mentoring the next one, and we're going to see some of those things play out in Lightfall.
Yeah. What I sort of love about the Cloud Striders is they sort of form this mirror for the Guardian in a bunch of ways. You know, we think of Guardians as the only heroes for the solar system, but the people of Neptune have come up with a different way. And you know, you take yourself as a Guardian, you know, this 6-foot mystic hero, and then you stand next to one of the Cloud Striders, and you're like, oh,
I'm small.
Yeah, and every one of the Cloud Striders looks like they're hitting the gym, you know, morning, noon, and night, and they have a very different approach to combat maybe than our sort of like tactical view or mystic powerful view. They're all force all the time.
Yeah, it's a beautiful juxtaposition, right? Like you have the Guardians, as Kat said, that were chosen, like, you know, chosen for immortality and but still for defense and protection, versus these Cloud Striders that opt in to shorten their own life, the antithesis of immortality, to sacrifice their mortality also to defend. And it's interesting to see, like, to explore how those two different societies play out and how they approach battle and how they approach combat. It's going to be really awesome to see it play out.
That's awesome. So speaking of combat, we have a new energy type, Strand. Tell me everything about Strand. I want all the details.
There's a grapple. What else do you want?
I mean, it's green. You saw it was green. Like,
it's green. There you have it.
That's the bulk of it.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things for Strand, you know, is it's the first power where your Guardian is the first person to ever encounter this. It's sort of a thing that you're learning about, and you have mentors that are helping you learn more about it, but you're really on the front lines of this sort of new darkness power, and what does it mean, and then I think how that gets, you know, translated into gameplay is this high mobility. We really love the thought of the cosmic web, right? Behind all of us, there's this web that connects everything, and Strain is about touching into that web, and that's why grapple can grapple anywhere, right? You don't need a point. Yes. The web is everywhere. You find the web and pull it towards you, and how the different classes sort of, you know, make this web come to life, I think is going to be really interesting for our players to discover over the next few months as we start talking more about it.
Absolutely.
And it's been something that we've been exploring on throughout the whole campaign, is also your Guardian's journey in discovering Strand, as Joe was saying, and how we can learn and utilize this new darkness power is part of the story that we're gonna go through with players, and so it's been really cool. As a Titan, I'm very excited about doing the Titan thing and actually hold Strand and have like a whole AOE.
What's with all the punching?
Whoa, they're claws now. They're grafted on.
Excuse me.
This is a refined punching.
Gotcha.
So yeah, super excited about Strand, and I think one thing that I really want to make sure that we highlight is what Joe said. Like, you don't need a grapple point to use the grapple. Like, you can actually grapple onto anything, the air or whatever you want, because we are using this cosmic web that permeates the world.
Yeah. That's really good for me, because as a hunter who regularly overextends himself into like every fight and is just like after 2 seconds like, I gotta get out of here, that grapple has saved my life a lot of times.
Sweet. Can't wait to get my hands on the grapple. We also talked about the legendary campaign in the showcase. Is there anything new to the legendary campaign coming, or can we expect some of the classic rewards that we got last time with the getting us raid ready and things like that?
Yeah, I think from a reward side, you know, we're following a really similar story. I think we're going to give you the awesome, you know, gear at the end of the campaign to get you up in that powerful band. We're going to let you choose one of the new exotics. This time, we're making sure they have high stat rolls on them. But in addition, because you're unlocking Strand during all this, we're also going to give you a little bit of extra Strand currency. So if you do the legendary campaign, you're going to be able to earn 1 extra fragment right off the bat. But I think the differences really start to come less in the rewards and more in the campaign itself. If you look at the Witch Queen and what we did in the campaign of the Witch Queen, I sort of like to compare that to the Corrupted Strike, right? There's like a little bit of nuance, it's a little bit creepy, there's some mechanics going on, and you got to play with a little finesse, right? Each thing is a little bit surprising. Really what we're doing in Lightfall is like the Proving Ground Strike, right? You're like, hey, you want to shoot a lot of people, right? Like, do you want to get in there and fight just a ton of Cabal? I think the thing, we're gonna have players go through the Legendary campaign, and when you hit that wipe screen on an encounter, sometimes you see the report and you're like, whoa, how many?
Okay, that's good.
Did I do that?
I think for
More
Joe,
enemies.
not many.
Oh, shots fired.
I mean, Legendary campaign has been such a joy to to bring into the Destiny universe the past couple of releases. Just getting back to that that smart combat that you have to make choices. You can't just be James and rush in and then try and grapple your way out of trouble. You have to actually think about where you're going to stand, where you're going to aim, what your loadout is. How are you kitted out for this fight? And to see the designers at Bungie just spend so much time thinking about all the different dimensions of the encounter, all the different ways that a player can pick it apart, and the different ways that they want players to be able to make progress in it or push back on the players. There's just so much loving handcrafted work that goes into designing these encounters. It's just been so much fun to watch.
And honestly, just because I'm probably I'm definitely the most recent person to Bungie, I think seeing that, what James is just saying about the love that goes into crafting all these experiences has been absolutely just fascinating and just endearing, honestly. As a huge Destiny fan, and now having the privilege of honestly working on my absolute favorite game in the world, it's amazing to see how it all comes together. And sorry, I'm gonna stop or I'm gonna get emotional. Go.
Good.
Sure. Taylor, let's. What are you thinking about the strand abilities? What are you excited for in Lightfall? What are you thinking? You want to jump into?
I feel like
shorten the lifespan.
most, except for James, we're all Titans here, right? No?
Warlock.
Wow.
No.
Okay. You know
Listen,
what?
I've seen.
There has to be.
I think we're the only Titans.
All Titans
really.
except for one
I think
Warlock?
the biggest
No hunter
problem
representation.
with being able to see the internal stuff is you see all the armor sets really early, and then you're like, okay, what class am I playing this time?
Yeah. Especially the aesthetic. That is always all about the fashion and how your abilities will kind of mesh with. I'm all about aesthetic fashion, so it's nice to kind of fit that in with your subclasses.
Well, fashion is the real end game, right?
Oh yeah.
So we love fashion, we love Destiny, we don't want it to end, but we've heard talk about the end of this light and dark saga. What does that mean? Is Destiny going away?
No, Destiny's not going anywhere. I think the easiest way to think about the end of the Light and Dark saga is the end of a chapter in a much longer tale, a much longer book or series of books or something like that. This is a great moment in time in the history of Destiny and in the history of the world, and we want to tell it right, and we want to have a satisfying conclusion, but a conclusion to that chapter, not the story of Destiny.
I think we've been, for a long time, we've been setting up this, we've got this big white ball in the sky, the Traveler, and we've got these big creepy pyramids coming from space. And we want to make sure that we're always making good on those stories, right? We're saying, hey, you've been waiting for this. We're going to give it to you. And then we're going to go to a next chapter, and we're going to be able to move beyond that in the Destiny universe and talk about new, exciting ideas.
Awesome. So Destiny is forever. You know what else is forever? Fortnite. Epic? What's going on?
I mean, why wouldn't we want to be on Epic Game Store?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, one of the key pillars of Destiny that our ambitious goal that we try to hold ourselves to is we want to be able to play this game anywhere. Right? And just Epic Game Store is such a huge step in that direction. There's so many amazing gamers that are over there on that platform. And we're big fans of Epic, we're big fans of all those games. We're super excited today to be able to bring them, just bring Destiny to all those players who may not have experienced it before. And also worth mentioning, if you do go on Epic Game Store today and sign up, you do get the 30th anniversary pack that we launched last year for free.
Wow.
Forever.
Wow. I'm super excited to see all the collaborations, Epic, Fortnite, Fall Guys, all that. But before we get into that, there's some other things, very exciting things that the community's been asking for a long time. LFG's coming into the game. You finally did it. Give me the story behind this.
Yeah, I mean, Dan just talked about it, how important it is for us, for the Destiny 2 team, to make sure that Destiny is like a social game and a game that like it's so easy to jump in and just like either play with your friends or find new friends to play with, right? And so LFG is really a step in that direction. And so making sure that we have a really good system in game where you can jump into your favorite raid if your clan is not available for some reason, or you're actually looking for a clan, I think is going to bring a lot of those experiences to way more people than it currently does. And so it's super exciting that we'll be able to bring that in next year.
I think one of the most exciting things about LFG is the way the team is approaching it, right? And they want to make sure we have the right foundation, because we want a really stellar LFG tool in Destiny. And so, what's coming first with Lightfall is this thing we call Guardian Ranks. And Guardian Ranks for us it's this journey from
They gotta put in
the
LG
absolute
correctly?
new
Otherwise,
light
like,
player
otherwise
all the
just
way
awful as
to
guided
a
games
Grandmaster, like PvE All-Star. And you can
Guided
go through
games
these
did
ranks
not
and
work.
they'll show you, hey, here's what you need to do next. Oh, you've mastered that? You should try some of this stuff. You should try learning about build crafting. Okay, you should try getting into dungeons. You should try getting into a little bit harder strikes. And we think of that as really as the base for LFG, because when you want to go to LFG, you want to know that the people that you're looking to build your raid team with, your dungeon team with, your trial team with, you want to know they're ready, right? And so Guardian Ranks really is this thing that you can say, like, hey, I'm ready. Like, I've done all the stuff that shows I'm ready for the raid.
Stats.
Yeah, and I think between Guardian Ranks and accommodations, we not only have the tools that are hopefully going to say, hey, I know I can build a good raid team in this tool. We also have encouraging people to go down and say, hey, let's take this person on their first raid, right? Let's bring them up. Let's get them up to the next level of Guardian Ranks. And so I'm really excited about how the social team is addressing all these things, because it's really important. We love the sort of unmatched made content in Destiny. We want to keep it challenging and engaging, but we also want to build those tools that are going to allow you to get into that content and say, oh yeah, I've done the raid, right? I've done the, I've gone and mastered some of the coolest content in Destiny.
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of cool elements that, like Joe's talking about, where it's like, it's showing you what you need to do to, to progress, how to spend your time. Another property I really like about Guardian Ranks is that as you move up, it forces you a little bit out of your comfort zone. It's getting you to try new things, to maybe do new things like new activity types, to try and put yourself out there like a little more in terms of like, like the aspirational content, or trying to do some social things, to keep your growth and your journey in Destiny like moving forward at all times and not falling into like these like the same patterns over and over. So there's a lot of just really cool effects having like a Guardian Rank system, that has on the player.
Yeah, and one of the last things I think that we're really hoping the system can do is, Destiny can be an overwhelming game, not just for a new player to get into. Hey, there's so much stuff. What should I do? Also, if you're taking a break and you're coming back, and we really want the Guardian Ranks to be this place that you can go where you're just like, what should I do? There's so much to do in Destiny. What should I do? And you can say, okay, I should work on this.
Wait, you're allowed to take breaks?
You are allowed to take breaks. And I think this is a really important part of Guardian Ranks, is that even if you have friends who are playing, but like you're coming back to the game or you're brand new to the game, that's probably a place you can point them to. And it's like, why don't you just follow like this? And it's probably a great path for you to ramp up. And then Joe also mentioned commendations. And one of the really important things about building a game that's inherently social, and we want it to be, is to make sure that our Guardians are in their best behavior and are being super helpful to the community. And so commendations after every match-made activity is actually something that will be able to reflect that, where players will now be able to send commendations to each other and reward players for their good things that they did in the game. Either they were helpful or like they were really good at PvP or whatever it was. And so
they
that
weren't a
system
dickhead and
plugs
being
into
toxic.
Guardian Ranks, and I think it's going to be really a highlight of the system.
Don't want to play with a toxic
once you
player.
get past all of the, hey, I've done all the content, there's a few Guardian Ranks at the end that are all actually
this
about
person's
that
good. They're not putting
combination.
combinations for
It's all about saying to say, okay, you've proven that you can do all this. Now prove that you're a person that other people want to play with. And it doesn't always have to be that you're the most amazing raid leader. It can also be that like, whoa, Kat's just like super dependable, right? She's got like a good attitude, and like you look at her lane in Vault of Glass, and you're like, yeah, it's handled, right? Like, and I can always count that, like, what's going on over there is
Her lane's
on
handled.
the up
She's
and
got
up.
it.
Is there like a comic relief one for those of us who are really just good on chat?
Yes.
Good backpack.
Yeah. I'll take
Good
it.
at riding the backpack.
That's right.
I want the troll commendation. I'm leading somebody off a ledge somewhere, put it in the game. All right. So one of the things we're going to get our hands on, well, now, season of the Plunder is here. Arc 3.0 is here. What do we have to say about Arc 3.0? There's so much cool stuff to get our hands on. Taylor, what do you think?
For Arc 3.0, it's touching like all things Arc, and so like one of the things that is really cool about Arc 3.0 is you can bring in older Arc weapons that have been your favorites. Mine is Trinity Ghoul, and like
Good choice.
having that like synergize with the new Arc 3.0. It's something that I think we're really excited to see everyone playing with Arc 3.0, being able to kind of build up and craft their own style, and seeing like what people come up with in the next few weeks. And I'm just really excited to see how everyone handles it. I'm really excited for like the Titan Thunderclap. I cannot wait for that.
Titans get another one-shot ability.
I get to throw my arc staff.
Yes.
I cannot tell you how many times I have popped that thing, gone twirling, gone after somebody, and they just just jump over me, and I just go right off the ledge to my doom. Now with like being able to throw the arc staff, like I have like a whole nother way to just like miss and like be totally ineffective with my super and get laughed at by everybody. It's like it's
Hunter struggles. Hunter struggles. Warlocks have a cool new ability where they turn into a ball of lightning.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's normal, yeah.
You just turn into a ball like nothing.
Let's just put that in the game. And so also Blink is back on the menu.
Yeah.
How great is that?
I mean, I'm excited for the people that love Blink. As someone that is constantly the victim of people that are in, a PvE jumping puzzle, like, oh, don't worry, guys, I'm great at Blink. And then we're just sitting there, we're on the King's Fall tomb ships, we're looking down at them, and you're like,
you got it, buddy?
You sure? You sure you're great at Blink?
Oh, man. So Arc 3.0
Yeah,
is
I don't
here.
fuck
We got
with Blink.
Season of Plunder, Pirates. Let's talk about the narrative theme of this season. Why pirates? What are we doing?
Why not?
Why not? I know. I realize I set myself up for the why not.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't like pirates? I think that we've seen time and time again in pop culture, like we're always so fascinated with like the pirate fantasy of like action, adventure, peril, a lot of that unknown on the open seas, and that felt like we could really merge that into the Destiny universe and make it make sense, because there's always looming danger in the universe. Like there's so much empty space. You don't know what's lurking out there. And I think it's also a really cool way that we can tap into some further stories about like Drifter and Spider, and how they've had like these run-ins with the unsanctioned side of the galaxy, and kind of just finding a little bit more to them, and some deeper dives into their personality and their characters.
Yeah, pirate mystique is just a real thing, right? Like, and when you have, to Joe's point before, right? Like we have our sphere good, triangle bad. Like we have very clear images on what's on what side of the battle. Having something that is neither, having something that is that like, you don't really know where it's going to go and is unsanctioned, to use your words. I just think that's really exciting. It just adds a new dimension to the struggle and the conflict.
And Pirates is really like, it's classic Destiny. Like the Fallen are spider pirates.
Yep.
It is time that we make good. When you say this is a fallen captain, you're like, a captain of what? And you're like, of that.
And Aramis is
You know
back.
what?
You see that pirate ship?
That's
back
good.
there?
That makes good sense.
I mean, but that's a true statement, right? Like ships are
Fucking
always
catch.
cool. Pirate ships are cooler. Like it's always are. There's a cool thing about the pirate aesthetic that I think the team just nailed for this release.
So can we talk about the aesthetic a little bit? Are we getting pirate hats? What are we going to be wearing as pirates? Are we going to get to do the full get up?
Oh yeah, yeah. We, as the fashion lover here, we get the hats. We get some slick coats. I am a Titan main, but I have to say the Warlock set is so cool. We kind of are fashioning our armor sets based off of like some of the pirate fantasy of like captains or swashbucklers, and so you're seeing a lot of hats, you're seeing a lot of coats, a lot of like shiny buttons and like doodads that are just attached to your armor, and it's oh, I'm so excited. I am going to wear so much pirate gear.
All the pirate gear.
Do we get parrots?
You know, I don't. Yeah. I don't think we get parrots. We do get crewmates though. So.
Okay. Did parrots survive the golden age?
Did they survive the
Someone call
collapse?
Julia.
Parrots, pirates, you know. So we're looking good. We got our pirate gear on. What are we chasing after this season?
A lot of loot. I was gonna say a lot of booty, but a lot of loot.
A lot of booty. You heard it here first.
So we have some. We really leaned into
a lot
the
of
pirate
booty.
fantasy. So we have an activity called Catch
Aren't we
Crash.
all looking for searching for a lot of
try
booty?
saying that 3 times fast. It is a challenge. And it is essentially you are having a shipboarding crew, and you launch yourself over to the enemy ship. You fight your way through to the captain's quarters, and then you beat up that fallen captain and and get that loot. And then we also have expeditions, and it is 3 different activities where you're kind of going, plundering and finding treasure and glory. And then we also have hideouts, and those are 8 different activities where you go in and you are, getting rid of some scurvy dogs in those hideouts, and you're uncovering some long lost artifacts. So it is really kind of hitting home on that, like, pirate adventure of like getting some lost, long lost loot, getting some glory, meeting some fighting and fortune in there.
Super cool, super cool. So we know we're gonna get some new story stuff this season. We know we get new story stuff coming with Lightfall, but the day-to-day gameplay loop of Destiny. What's coming to Strikes, Gambit, Crucible? What can we say about that?
Yeah, I think the good news today is that we've got Cathedral of Dust coming back to Destiny today. We've got a new PvP game mode coming soon this season called Eruption. Next season, we are hitting the old competitive playlist pretty hard. We're doing some matchmaking stuff, and on top of that, we're getting focusing engrams coming to Shaxx, which I think will be a pretty exciting thing. And then as we sort of get into season 20 in Lightfall, we're really turning our eye towards Zavala and the old Vanguard playlist with focusing coming to him. We are refreshing some strikes, which is the first thing that we've done. This is not like an old strike coming in Destiny. It's a D2 strike that we look at and say, I think those could use a little bit of love. And
like shadows.
And so you may find out about some of those coming in. And then we've also got some really exciting changes just coming to Nightfall and stuff overall that we'll talk a little bit more. And then, of course, next year, you should expect reprised PvP maps and new PvP maps coming as well.
Yep.
Sweet. So what else are you guys excited to talk about? I mean, one of the cool things from the trailer that we saw that we didn't get to touch on really, we've been talking about fashion, and the changes you guys made to the fashion interface was amazing. That's now coming to loadouts. Can we talk about that some?
I have a nice story to tell because I remember interviewing for Bungie, and it was like, if you could add one thing to Destiny, what would that be? And I was like, loadouts. And everyone was just like looking at me because, again, I wasn't hired yet, and it was just like, And then you know, as we saw, loadouts are coming. So it's very exciting. I think it's something that like every Destiny player has wanted to have in the game. And so I'm very excited that not only like you can have multiple builds, but also the fashion game is kind of introduced in part of that experience. And so it's going to be super cool to engage with.
Yeah. Also worth mentioning that like much like some of the third-party apps that exist, the loadout system will be able to pull your gear from anywhere. So you don't have to make sure you're carrying all the right stuff. You can switch it up on the fly. You can pull it from other characters, the vaults, etc. I think it's going to be pretty big for player quality of life and just enjoying the fashion game.
Yeah,
Very nice.
I think what James was talking about earlier when he was talking about those handcrafted encounters in Lightfall, I think one of the things that I'm really excited about was, you know, playing through the legendary campaign of the Witch Queen, it could often feel like, hey, the tax of switching up what I'm using is so high, I'm just going to find one good build, and I'm going to hope that it lasts, and unless I hit a real roadblock, like we're going to keep sailing. You know, with all the light subclasses getting 3.0 and with loadouts and, you know, the manager coming along, I'm really excited for players to, you know, boot up Lightfall, set up all their different possibilities, and then go into these missions, and if they fail once, say, you know what, I think I should use Void for this, and then just press the button and be on their Void loadout, and then just hit that rally flag and be ready to go.
That's super cool. It's super cool.
And I think with all the synergies and mods that you now slot everywhere, I think it's such a time saver as well. Like it's much faster to get into the fun and like even strategize with if you're playing with a fire team and be like, how can we make sure that like we're all covering all the things that we need to cover for each encounter and each activity. So it's, yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Huge time saver. I'm so excited for that because my fire team takes way too long in the tower to like figure out what they're gonna set up and what they're doing, and it's like, you guys, let's just go. Like, so I'm very
the solar button.
Well, I'm really excited for content creators as well, because I think one thing that's been difficult, you know, people will discover a great build and can be really hard to show off and to talk about. And this is just, hey, I just took a screenshot of one page, right? And here's everything you need to see on it, right? And then someone will be like, oh, okay, I can set that up. I can call it the flawless loadout, right? Like
that's great. I like that. I might use it. Yeah, no, that's a great feature that you guys have added. I know as a creator, doing guides, sharing builds with the community, being able to just share it on the fly like that, it's going to make a lot of people's lives a lot easier. You can just click of the button, switch to an all Strand loadout. So let's go back to Strand. All right, are we getting Strand everything? Strand weapons, Strand armor? Like what's?
We're getting legendary and exotic Strand weapons.
Yep.
And I think that's all we can say.
Yeah, without someone from the weapons team appearing from behind one of these photos and taking us out.
They're in the building, you know they are.
They're watching. Okay.
One thing we haven't talked about
too.
though are the raids. So we have a new raid coming out this season. Well, new raid coming out this season, and then no one asked about Lightfall. I don't know.
I'm like on edge over here. I was like, yeah, we definitely have not talked about the raids, Kat.
Yeah, tell me everything.
Can't really say much. There's a raid. Yeah, I mean, raids are obviously like one of our most cherished end game activities, and so it's something that is coming for Lightfall. We'll have a brand new raid, a 6-man activity, as they've been. We're super excited about that, and we'll share more soon.
And then I think the thing that also we'll stay pretty cryptic about, people know is coming, is that season 19 there's a whole brand new dungeon coming out, right?
Oh, right?
And again, sworn to secrecy here. Like you'll find out when you find out. But I think that, you know, we've been really happy with the amount of Raids and Dungeon content coming out this year. We really want to make sure, as Guardian ranks and LFG come along, there's always just like a girth of PvE in-game content for you to sink into.
Yeah.
Really nice. And we talked about the raid. I'm assuming the witness is going to be tied into that some kind of way. Can we talk anything about what we can expect from the witness? Are we finally going to learn more about what the witness's deal is?
Ooh, I can take this one. Yes, we will.
Okay. There you have it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we'll find out about the witness. All right. Anything else you're excited to share with us? Any insights from the team? Any tidbits you have for us?
I think one thing we haven't talked about, James, I know you wanted to talk a little bit about the gear that's waiting for on the helm, and I wanted to talk about, you know, today right now, if you pre-order Lightfall, you get an exotic, and it's from Neptune. It sort of used a little bit of this 3D printing, Cloud Strider technology in this thing we call it Quicksilver Storm. And I think the weapons team has gone a little bit wild here because it is somehow an auto rifle that shoots bullets, missiles, and grenades.
What?
And so I'm excited to get my hands on that. And
Hold the phone. What?
Start using that.
So we can get our hands on that right now.
Yep.
If you pre-order.
Pre-order.
Yeah.
And Lightfall pre-order.
And the other thing Joe was mentioning, bringing players back into the fold in Destiny is always really, really important to us. And we know that, like, if you take a season off or you lapse for a little while, there can be a lot of work just to get back up to to where you want to be. So with this new season, you'll be able to go to Helm and grab like a chest that will catch you up now. So we're gonna have like a full set of gear in there, and it's gonna bring you up to the base power level for the season. We're also gonna have a special little exotic gift for you in there. So if you haven't gotten Thunderlord yet, now's your chance to grab that, and that's gonna pair nicely with Arc 3.0.
I think what's really exciting about that gear is it's not just about the power level. The systems team went in and they said, what does a good set of gear look like for a Destiny player? And so they've set you up with some legendary weapons, some mods in your armor, some Thunderlord, right? Then we really wanted anyone to be able to wear this and to be able to go into some match-made Nightfalls and people be like, oh, that's good. What you're wearing is good. And sort of have that confidence that as you get those better and better weapons, you have this baseline of like really just competent weapons and armor to go out and adventure in.
So yeah, we got Thunderlord coming back, and probably a bunch of new Arc weapons are going to get a nice refresh with the new season. Any weapons in particular y'all are excited to play around with this season?
Like I said, I love my Trinity Ghoul. So
Trinity Ghoul?
Risk Runner?
Risk Runner? That's not going to be a problem at all.
Not worth it.
Sweet. Well, season of Plunder is live right now. You can play it. But that's it all. That's all our time. I just want to thank all of you for taking this time with me, going on this journey. But right now, we have a trailer. We've seen it already. Let's watch it again. It's the Lightfall trailer coming to you right now.
Yes. Lightfall trailer is so damn good. On fucking Neptune. There's Callus in this ship.
When they see this glorious end, they will come for us. To savor the fruitless struggle to its last drop. It's who they are. Let them come and see. Our shape reveal what they do then.
Man, the trailer is so damn cool. Destiny 2 Cyberpunk.
Unshackled from hope. That is who they are. Because only in the end are we free.
Man, that title's so cool. It's so damn cool.